Mark, there was a level of energy. It seemed like you guys had a 26-1 advantage in second chance points. What stood out to you the most about just sort of the hustle and scrap plays in this one?
Yeah, I thought everybody played their minutes hard tonight. Really from the jump. I mean, we're a little behind the ball early, but some of that's just getting used to the pace and the spacing situations that the offense puts you in. A team like them, you got to get like a defensive rhythm against them. And I thought once we got that, we did a good job. But I thought, for the most part of the night, everybody played their minutes really hard.
I know it's probably not surprising to you at all, but Shai starts 0 for 6. He makes his next 10 shots. Is there anything you notice about him during those types of situations, or is he, what's he like in that mode?
He's always the same guy. He's got unbelievable consistency, which is really the challenge for any team, but challenge for us lately because we've shot the ball really poorly over like an 8 to 10 game stretch from 3. And on a lot of those, we've gotten really good shots. Our shot quality in the last 10 games has been better than the first 30, and yet we hadn't shot it well. So, you got to have the persistence and the discipline and the belief to stay with it. He's got that individually. I thought we had that tonight as a team, not only coming off of that stretch, but we shot the ball poorly again in the first half, and then we saw a lot of them fall in the second half, and I thought it was just a byproduct of us staying with our stuff, and I give the guys a lot of credit for that.
Big night on the boards for you guys. Obviously, you get Will back. That's an incredible help. But it looked like other guys are consciously going and making that extra effort for a big night rebounding for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, having him is huge, just because, he's a good defense rebounder in a vacuum, but it moves everybody kind of down and allows them to rebound their position a little bit more. When we're smaller, everybody's kind of having to rebound a position up or block out a position up, which is tough. And so we were good on the glass all night and did a good job on the offensive glass. I thought we had, like I said, the guys played their minutes hard, and part of that is crashing and getting on the offensive glass, and I thought we did a good job of that.
You played zone different times. Looked like in the third quarter you went to the zone, kind of coincide with some threes falling. What'd that do for you, that zone?
Yeah, just trying to mix the looks against a team that's kind of a rhythmic team, with the way they play. They're very system-driven and just trying to break their rhythm a little bit. And then some of that's just lineups we have on the floor. Could have been fouls, but we try to mix it in and keep it live because there's situations that we will want to use it in and we want it to be sharp. And so we try to get to it a little bit every game, some games more than others. We used it a good amount in the second half tonight. And
your bench was really good. Wiggins in particular. Of course, AJ is kind of a consistent guy. Your bench was good for you tonight.
Yeah, I thought we got contributions from everybody. I thought it was just the Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Jay Will combination in the third and in the first gave us a lift. Wiggins was obviously great in the fourth quarter. Really everyone. We got good stuff. AJ was great again. So the guys played their minutes hard, played their rotations hard.
Yeah, Coach. Jay Will really seems to stabilize you guys on an emotional level. Can you kind of talk about that and then just the value he holds because he's that guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's just some of it is just play style. He's a physical player that helps us at the point of attack around the basket. He helps us on the glass. Offensively, he helps us connect plays. He's an easy guy to throw the ball to as an outlet, either in transition or if a play breaks down. So he kind of has that stabilizing nature, on the court, and then the shooting gravity helps as well because it opens the floor up so he can do those things and he shoots the position. So it's great to have him back. He's worked hard to come back. Hate to have anybody out, but it's given us a little bit of reinforcement in the front court and kind of felt the jolt of him tonight.
Anyone else for Coach? Go ahead, Andrew.
When you guys have that high shot quality, but you go through this long stretch where you're just not making any.
Yep.
What are those conversations like? Is that it's obviously frustration because it's these were great shots, but they're going in. But what are those conversations like?
Showing the team the quality of the shots, the numbers on that, and then showing the possessions that are kind of the ways that we want to we want to kind of go down swinging on those possessions. A lot of it's like, what's the alternative? Take bad shots, hold the ball, play in a crowd. It's like the alternatives aren't better than trying to get great shots. And it's a challenge for every team. You play 82 games. The games are 48 minutes. The games are long. The season's long. You're going to go through stretches of games and of the season where you're getting good shots that aren't falling. You're going to go through stretches of the season where your opponents are shooting higher than their expectation. And we try to see it as like a mental battle and a challenge that we have to overcome. And it's something that's expected. You don't know when it's going to happen, but you know that it will. And when it does, it's a test of your trust in each other and your conviction in what we're doing. And the guys have done an amazing job of that, because we've had a good stretch of time right now that we have not shot the ball well from three, despite the fact that on a lot of those plays, they've been good looks. And you'll emerge from it stronger on the other side. So I was happy to see the way we played in the second half.
Bam Adebayo is known as one of the better defensive centers in the league, just defensive guys, period. But Chet has also established himself that way. He had a couple of, I call it, racial moments tonight. Just that matchup tonight was kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, they're different. Adebayo's, superpowers, the switchability. He's just a great point of attack big. He can switch on anybody and guard on the perimeter. Really unique for a guy that's as physically powerful as he is. Chet's obviously different, but he had a bunch of plays tonight that, you have a breakdown and the expected quality of the shot for the opponent is going to be really high, but because you got that guy back there, it becomes really low. Even the ones he alters. Hero had one tonight that, he just kind of came from the weak side, and you could just tell he altered the shot and made him miss. And it's invaluable when you get him back there, because he blocks a couple, he alters a few more, and then there's times they don't go in there because he's there, and next thing you know, there's 7 rim attempts that are taken off the table. So it's incredibly valuable for us to have him on the court.
Shai had a moment in the third quarter. I think he made, I don't know how many shots in a row, but he gets into the paint and dumps it off to A.J. Mitchell instead of trying to go up over like 3 guys. A.J. kicks it out to Caruso for the 3. Just, can you speak to Shai's ability to, even when he is feeling it like that in that moment, to still be able to, look for the better shot if it isn't coming from him necessarily?
Yeah, I think his understanding of how to leverage his gravity and blend his usage is something that's just evolved over time as he's had the ball in his hands for 6 years, and he's done an incredible job of both of those things. He's got the ball the whole game, as many of the best players do. And, with that comes a great deal of responsibility, for how the rest of the team plays and the rhythm of your teammates and all that stuff. And his understanding of that over time has grown immensely. And I thought he had a great blend tonight, despite the fact that, to your point, he got it going there with the shot making, but he also got off it. He got Isaiah Joe, I think, his first 3 that kind of got the engine to turn there. And I thought he played a really, really strong floor game on that end.